All right, are you ready to find some intercepts? Because we're going to find some intercepts. Me with my biking glove, because I can't find my artist glove thing. But I will eventually, I'm sure. So let's find some intercepts. So before finding intercepts, we have the natural question of what the heck is an intercept? So let's define it real quick. Definition. The x-intercept of a graph is the point. Let's say where the point is the point where it intersects. I tried to save that E. Where it intersects or intercepts the x-axis. So let's look at a graph, right? Where does it intersect the x-axis? This is where it hits the x-axis. So notice right here, anytime we're on the x-axis, right? Have it over there, have it in these two places. Anytime we're on the x-axis, if we're on the x-axis, then y is equal to 0. That's going to be an easy way for us to do this definition. It's the point where y equals 0 on the graph. All right, and that's what an x-intercept is. And similarly, right, I said I'd do this, squiggle, squiggle. The y-intercept of a graph is the point where it's on the y-intercept, y-axis, which is when x equals 0. It's basically the same definition. You just switch the x's and the y's. So we got a double definition, 2 for the price of 1. Squiggly diggly. Let's do some problems. All right, let's do example 6. Woo. I got a lot of videos to record today, and they're all I'm going downhill fast. Find the intercepts of y equals 2x minus 4. And now the astute video observer would say, ah, this was in a previous video. And you'd be right. So let's find it by hand and see if we're correct. So again, if you're comfortable and familiar with slope-intercept form, you might immediately be able to jump and say, aha, the y-intercept is -4. And you would be right. But if you didn't remember that, here's how you do it. So the x-intercept, let's start with that. The x-intercept, that is when y is equal to 0. So just replace y with 0. If y equals 0, they are the same thing. So replace y with 0, and we're going to get 0 equals 2x minus 4. And then you should be able to solve this equation for x. Add 4 to both sides. That's going to give you 4 is equal to 2x. And then undo multiplication by dividing. Dividing by 2. Cancels it over here. We're going to get that x is equal to 2. And though x-intercept is a point, this is important as well, right? It's a point, so let's write our answer as a point. The x-coordinate is 2, and the y-coordinate is 0. This is our x-intercept. And then we do the same thing for the y-intercept. Again, it's going to be a good idea right now if you pause the video and find the y-intercept on your own and see if we have the same answer. We'll pause the video and then we'll go on. That was my very stern look to make sure that you pause the video, but it's a video, so I don't actually know. You could be pulling a fast one on me. So again here, for x equals 0, just replace that x with a 0, okay? So x equals 0, that's going to be y equals 2 times 0 minus 4. That's multiplication, not a decimal. And just simplify. 2 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 4 is -4. So the y-intercept is when y is equal to -4 and x is 0. And there we go. We have our y-intercept, we have our x-intercept, and as long as you box them both like this, I'm okay with you presenting your answer in this fashion. Okay? That's basically all there is to it. I got one more example for you, kind of combining a bunch of things, and then that'll be it for this chapter. Where is the layout? We are going to want some graph. Oh, I really hope this doesn't change the graph size on all of them. Otherwise, I'm really messing up my previous graphs. Let's not look at earlier pages. All right, so over here we have another example. This is going to be example 7. And that says find and plot the intercepts and graph the straight line based on these points. So remember, if it's a line, oops, we need an S. If it's a line, 2 points completely define a line. So as long as we have 2 points, connect the dots, and you know what that line looks like. This is going to be for the function y equals 5 minus 5x. Let's find the intercepts. Let's plot the intercepts. Let's draw the line and check our answer with Desmos. Okay, so let's proceed the same way as before. The x-intercept is when y equals 0, and the y-intercept is when x equals 0. So plug in 0 for y. We're going to get 0 equals 5 minus 5x. We have to solve for x. A couple of ways of doing it, but I'm going to add 5x to both sides. Add. That's going to give us 5x equals 5. Divide both sides by 5. We're going to get x equals 1. The y-intercept is at the point 1, 0, and we do the same thing with the y. The x-intercept is here. We do the same thing with the y-intercept. Replace x equals 0, so replace this x with 0. Y equals 5 minus 5 times 0. That's equal to 5. 5 minus 0. So y is just equal to 5. And it's the point where x equals 0. So these are our intercepts, the x-intercept and the y-intercept. If we plot them, then we're going to be making some good progress towards solving the problem. 1, 0. That's right here. 0, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's all the way up here. I almost didn't give myself enough room. And then we draw a straight line connecting these points. Draw the arrows, showing that this line goes on forever. And that should be our line right there. That's the line y equals 5 minus 5x. And there you have it. Let's check our answers. Let's make sure that we did it correctly. So I'm going to go over to Desmos and say y equals 5 minus 5x. Hey, there's that y-intercept up here. There's that x-intercept down there. Connect the dots with a line. And you might say, it doesn't look exactly the same. Let's make it green. All right. And there we go. Let me know if you have any questions. And you should be prepared to do all the homework problems if you haven't done most of them already. So have fun.